Let me tell you about two people who downloaded the same app. Charli D'Amelio was 17 years old when she posted her first video on TikTok in June 2019. No plan, no agency, no budget, just a 15-second dance clip filmed in her bedroom. 6 months later, she was the most followed person on the entire platform. By 2026, she was earning an estimated $17.5 million a year from TikTok. Brand deals and merchandise, more than most Fortune 500 CEOs. Now there's another teenager, no name anyone remembers. She posted every single day for 8 months. Built up 50,000 followers. Then deleted everything, because the comment section was destroying her mental health and she didn't know how to stop. Same app, same algorithm, two completely different outcomes. That's the story of TikTok in 10 years. Not just how it grew, but what it created, what it cost, and what it changed about the entire internet while most of us were just scrolling. Let's get into it. TikTok didn't appear out of nowhere. It was built on the bones of an app most people have already forgotten. In 2016, a platform called Musical.ly launched, letting teenagers lip-sync to popular songs and share short clips. It sounds simple, almost trivial, but it hit 200 million users faster than almost anyone expected. A year later, in 2017, a Chinese tech company called ByteDance launched its own version, called Douyin, exclusively for the Chinese market. Same concept, but with a significantly more powerful recommendation engine behind it. In 2018, ByteDance acquired Musical.ly for $1 billion and merged it into what we now know as TikTok for the international market. But here's what made TikTok fundamentally different from everything that came before it. It wasn't the content format. It wasn't the interface. It was one specific feature, the For You page, a feed that required you to follow nobody, and still showed you exactly what you wanted to watch. To put the growth in perspective, Facebook took 8 years to reach 1 billion users. Instagram took 6 years. TikTok did it in 5. Before TikTok, building an audience on the internet followed a pretty predictable logic. You needed a starting point, some existing followers, some existing reach, before the platform would show your content to anyone new. Instagram showed your posts to people who already followed you. YouTube recommended your videos to people who had already watched you before. The rich got richer. The unknown stayed unknown. TikTok broke that completely. The For You page doesn't show you what you follow. It shows you what it predicts you'll watch, based on watch time, replays, shares, comments, and even how fast you scroll past something. Every single interaction is a data point feeding a model that gets more accurate every minute you use the app. The result? A brand new account with 0 followers can post a video today and have 10 million views by tomorrow morning, if the algorithm decides to push it. That's never existed before at this scale. And that single feature is the reason TikTok created more overnight success stories than any platform in internet history. It democratized visibility in a way that felt genuinely new. The average time it takes TikTok to understand a new user's preferences, under 40 minutes. Let's talk about the number everyone wants to know. TikTok creators make money through several different channels, and understanding how they stack up is important. Because the platform doesn't exactly advertise the full picture. The first is the TikTok Creativity Program, the platform's direct payment to creators based on views. The rate sits around $0.02 to $0.04 per 1,000 views. That sounds almost insultingly small, but run the math on a video that hits 100 million views. And you're looking at $2,000 to $4,000 from the platform alone, for one video. The real money, though, is in brand deals. A creator with 1 million followers can charge between $10,000 and $20,000 for a single sponsored post. At 5 million followers, that number jumps to $50,000 to $100,000 per post. TikTok Shop affiliate commissions add another layer. Creators promote products and earn 5 to 20% of each sale they drive. Then there's live gifting. Viewers send virtual gifts during live streams that convert to real cash. Put it all together at the top of the pyramid. Charli D'Amelio earned an estimated $17.5 million in 2023. Kaby Lame. Currently, the most followed person on TikTok with 162 million followers earns an estimated $10 million per year. A mid-tier creator with 500,000 followers, if they monetize correctly, can realistically earn between $50,000 and $100,000 a year. More than the average American salary. But here's the number nobody puts in the headline. 96% of TikTok creators earn less than $1,500 a year from the platform. The algorithm creates the illusion of equal opportunity. The money does not follow the same logic. Every creator success story on TikTok has a price tag attached to it. Most people just don't see the invoice until it's already overdue. Here's the pressure the algorithm creates that nobody explains up front. To maintain reach, creators need to post consistently, ideally 1 to 3 videos per day. Miss a week, and your reach drops noticeably. Miss 2 weeks, and the algorithm essentially forgets you exist. So creators stop making content because they want to, and start making it because they're afraid of what happens if they stop. That's not creative work anymore. That's a content treadmill. The mental health consequences are real and documented. In 2021, Charli D'Amelio, one of the most successful creators in TikTok's history, publicly talked about her anxiety and eating disorder after sustained attacks in her comment section. She had everything the platform promises, and it still cost her something significant. A 2023 study by the American Psychological Association found that creators under 25 years old experience burnout at 3 times the rate of office workers the same age. There's also the body image issue. TikTok's algorithm has been repeatedly accused of disproportionately amplifying content from creators who fit a narrow physical standard, creating appearance pressure that is never announced but always present. And then there's the dependency problem. In January 2025, TikTok went dark in the United States for 14 hours. Creators who had built their entire career on the platform, no email list, no YouTube channel, no other audience, watched their reach disappear overnight. Thousands of creators shared publicly about panic attacks during those 14 hours. When your entire business lives inside someone else's algorithm, you don't own the business. You rent it. Here's what gets overlooked in most conversations about TikTok. Its biggest impact wasn't on its own users. It was on every other platform watching what TikTok was doing to their numbers. In 2020, Instagram launched Reels, a direct copy of TikTok's short-form vertical video format. Meta didn't bother disguising the inspiration. In 2021, YouTube launched Shorts. In 2022, Netflix tested a fast laughs feed built on vertical scroll. Spotify added short-form video. LinkedIn added short-form video. Platforms that had spent years building completely different user experiences suddenly pivoted, because TikTok had proven something the rest of the industry didn't want to believe: short-form. Algorithm-driven content drives more engagement than anything users consciously choose to watch. The consequence is bigger than any single platform. The entire internet has been restructured around shorter attention windows, not because human beings fundamentally change, but because TikTok demonstrated that shorter content converts better, and every platform followed the incentive. If you've noticed that everything feels faster, more fragmented, harder to sit with, that's not a coincidence. That's 10 years of the entire internet optimizing toward the model TikTok proved worked. In January 2025, TikTok went offline in the United States for 14 hours before being restored. It sounds like a minor technical incident. It was actually the result of years of geopolitical pressure that reveals something important about what TikTok really represents. In 2020, the Trump administration first attempted to ban TikTok, citing national security concerns over ByteDance's Chinese ownership. Courts blocked it. In 2024, the U.S. Congress passed legislation requiring ByteDance to divest TikTok's U.S. operations or face a ban. The deadline arrived. ByteDance didn't sell. The app went dark on January 19, 2025, then came back 14 hours later after political intervention. The official argument is about data. ByteDance, as a Chinese company, could theoretically be compelled to hand user data to the Chinese government. But here's the question that doesn't get asked enough. Meta collects more data on more Americans than TikTok does. Google collects more. Neither faces the same legislative pressure. What the TikTok ban debate actually reveals is this: attention, the ability to shape what 1.5 billion people see, think about, and believe, has become a geopolitical resource, not just an economic one. The fight over TikTok is not about an app, it's about who controls the feed. Remember the two people from the beginning. Charli D'Amelio is still posting. She learned to set boundaries, hired people to help manage the pressure, and built income streams outside of TikTok. She adapted. She made the platform work for her instead of the other way around. The other teenager deleted her account, slept better, and doesn't regret it. Both of them made the right decision, because both of them made a conscious decision, instead of letting the algorithm make it for them. That's the thing TikTok will never teach you. And it's the only thing that matters more than the algorithm. In 10 years, TikTok went from a lip-sync app for teenagers to one of the most powerful attention machines ever built. It created millionaires, reshaped the internet, and became a geopolitical flashpoint. The platform doesn't care about you, but you still get to decide how you use it.